name.
You want to hear it?
Yes.
All right. I will give you the backstory, but I can't. Because
Okay.
I already gave you a hint.
Okay.
But it's Aliyun Dabala Bugata and Purundaka Lulu Badra Akon child. Look at your face. Yeah.
Okay.
In 10 years, I'm going to give you the full definition, story,
Yes.
where it came from, how it came from, which family member, how, and how it became what it is.
Okay. But in 10 years.
But I need people to search, research, understand.
Okay. All right.
Gather
I'm with
info.
it. I'm not mad at it.
But you're the closest to ever get me this close to explaining the meaning of that name.
You know, I appreciate it.
Did you know there was once a president in Africa who ordered every TV station in the country to begin the news with an image of him descending from the skies? I'm talking the man who ordered everyone to sing praises for him anytime he stepped in public like he was a god.
Mobutu Sese Seko Kukungbendu Wazabanga.
Now, for those of you who don't know this man, his name is Mobutu Sese Seko Kukungbendu Wazabanga. He was the second president of DR Congo, before known as Zaire.
Mobutu Sese Seko Kukungbendu Wazabanga.
Okay, try to say the Akon one then. I challenge you. We'll just leave it as Akon for now.
we just leave it as Akon. Just leave it as Akon.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna bite my tongue. Just leave it like that.
Yeah.
But, you
So
know, it's just crazy how African names are very, very long. You know.
yeah, but why do you think African names are long? Or yeah.
Firstly, I'd say because Africans, we know how to see, we're storytellers naturally. We're just storytellers. We love to tell stories. And I think every name, every African name, whether it's long, whether it's short, they all carry a story behind them. And I feel like other names, there are some names that represent the family that you're from. There are some names that represents the family that you're from. Others, maybe cultural beliefs, cultural identity, spiritual beliefs. So the Africans, we are good storytellers. Every name, whether it's from the eastern part, the western part, the northern part, the southern part, they all carry a story behind them. Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, and yeah, like you said, it's almost like it's not just calling the name, it's like a prayer wherever you go. And it's also like carrying your family history, because some names are like family lineage names and the traditional name. You know, and that's why you hear some African names, some Nigerian names. Once you hear the surname, you know exactly where that person is from, and you kind of understand, oh, that person belongs to that family, you know, because
family,
it's not just your name. It's like you're moving day by day with your family history behind you, and which is very, very, very unique and special, you know. And although people might see long African names as strange and difficult to pronounce, it's if you get to, like even Akon said in that video, there's a backstory to it. There's always a backstory to African names, you know. So which is something that's interesting to learn if you want to learn, you know, if you have the time to do a little research, then you will see that person name that you think is like a funny name. It's not a funny name. It's probably a prayer. You know, it's probably a prayer. It's probably some important family lineage that just kept going and going for generations after generations. You get me? You know, so I think it's really good though, you know. but one thing I've come to notice these days is African names are becoming shorter and shorter, and we're getting more English names. So we're getting more you know, religious names. Why do you think that is?
Number one, to address the first point rather, where you said the names are getting shorter by the day. I think a lot of us are trying to make our names fit in, you know, the societal system. So, for instance, my name is Oshokonowa Yiname. That's like that's the full name. Correct.
Okay, it's good. It's good. Sorry. So Shoko, what?
So, what? Oshoku no Ayiname. Try to pronounce it. Let me hear.
O Oshoko no Oiname. Is that it?
Close. Oshokun. Like so now God
Oshokunu.
so God in my language is Oshokunu.
Oh, okay.
She get. So now Oshokunu or Yiname. She
Yeah.
get. So it's like you're singing this. Yes, yeah, like you're singing with a rhythm. Oshokunu or Yiname. Do you
Yeah. What
get?
does that mean?
Oshokunu or Yiname.
Go ahead.
It means God has done great things for me. Right? This
Nice.
I hope my father is going to watch this episode so he'll be proud of me. Like
Because you've Googled the meaning of your name or what? Uh,
so back to what I was saying. So a lot of us are trying our possible best to make sure our names fit in the societal system. Like you now, for instance, your native name is, I think it's Eromoseli,
yeah, I remember
right?
selling.
Yes. Now there are people that I know from Benin, from different parts of Benin. They shorten their name to Erons.
Yeah.
I've seen Romsey. I've seen Ronzi. I've seen
Yeah.
Rons. I've seen Sally. Do you get?
Yeah, yeah,
Sally is even more popular these days. Sally is even more popular these days.
yeah,
You
yeah, yeah.
understand? So I think a lot of a lot of us actually as human beings from Africa, we're just trying to make our names not sound complicated or too heavy for people to pronounce. So basically, we're trying to make it fit into the space that people can relate to. Yeah, that's basically what I think. Also, you said the second point was the reason
English.
why
Yeah,
a lot of us are answering English names now. I think it's because of colonialism.
yeah, yeah.
We were colonized by the whites,
English.
and I think a fraction, like a small part of us, probably the northern region, were colonized by another set of whites.
Yeah,
And probably Middle Eastern people, Middle Eastern region. I don't know,
yeah, yeah,
but then the large population, the vast population of vast population of people in Nigeria were colonized by the Western world, and so we embraced their religion, and we started to they embraced their language, we embraced their religion, and we started to name our children according to the new religion we have received and
yeah.
the new language that we have learned. Yeah, so that's why we have a lot of English names in Nigeria here.
Yeah. So,
In Africa, not even just Nigeria.
yeah, yeah, in Africa in general, basically. So, I have a question now, but should
Yeah.
Africans, should we shorten our names to fit into society, like you said, or should society put in more effort to try to pronounce these names? Because I say that I'm just gonna go ahead because I say if you try to put in the effort, it shows respect. It shows
Yeah, it
that
shows
you respect
respect.
this person and try to pronounce. Just make an effort. But again, it's everyone probably has their own opinion on this. But yeah, I think putting the effort shows more respect. What do you think?
Okay, so putting the effort shows more respect, but it's a two-way street.
Yeah,
There is, I think I went to is it a convention or a conference one time? And so a man was trying to pronounce the chairman of the occasion's name. Guess
yeah,
what? He couldn't pronounce the name well. And so when he pronounced the name wrongly, the man came outside. He tried, that's someone putting an effort and everything. He came outside and he was very upset and he was like, if you want to invite me to speak, you have to do proper research and get it right and don't mess up my name.
yeah,
People can be very offended when you don't pronounce their names right. So, and what can we blame? Who can we blame? We have to blame the the system because we speak English. English is basically our first language, whether we like it or not.
It's becoming that, yeah.
Probably. Yeah, it is already our first language because it is what everybody can speak and understand.
Yeah.
We don't have like a general language
Aside
apart
from
from
children.
English that we all understand. It's just pidgin English. Pidgin.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can say. Okay, maybe our second language. It's a language as far as we can talk and we can relate with that. So who are we going to blame? Language.
Yeah, fair enough.
We're going to blame language for that. Yeah, so like I said, it's a two-way street. It can only it can it's a two-way street in the sense that it can work that way, but you pronounce someone's name, the person might be disrespected. You can also pronounce someone's name wrongly, and the person would accept it and say, okay, yeah, this guy is pronouncing my name the right way. You
Yeah,
get?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's best for us all, to give out the names that people can pronounce. So let's say the shorter version of my name, or Iname, it's easier to pronounce. My family members call me Oyi.
Even shorter. Yeah, well, I get your point though, and I completely understand and agree because sometimes, yeah, some people don't even want to offend you by trying to pronounce your name wrongly, and they just end up not saying your name. I've had colleagues that just call me. They never try to pronounce my last name, although it's like, well, six letter words. It's a short name, but they still don't try because they think you might get offended. So they
Respect.
rather,
So respect.
out of respect, not because they're ignorant or anything, but out of respect, they just don't want to get you offended and be like, yeah, I'll just stick with that, stick with this. Even my English name was when I was growing up, it was like scattered, although it was easy, it's Churchill, it's easy, but still, I had people calling me all sorts of names growing up, but you know, so I understand that. But going back to like what you said
No,
about
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. You know that people from those states and people from Delta State pronounce words similarly.
yeah,
But I think the Deltans, theirs is a little bit more pronounced. So if they want to pronounce that name, you know how they pronounce it, right?
you tell me.
Shoshi, Shoshi, Shoshi,
Shoshi, yeah, I
Shoshi,
grew up with people calling me Shoshi, Shoshi, Shoshi. I was like, it's like,
Shoshi.
but I had to spell it like there's a I double L at the end. It's ill. It's not a Y. It's not a Y at the end. Like it's CHURCHILL, not CHURCHY. But still, I had to understand that, yeah, people have different tongues, different means of pronunciation, different ways to pronouncing words, which can be a barrier to pronouncing words. I'm not free of that. There's certain words I still can pronounce properly, but so I understood that, yeah, my names can be massacred, and I agreed, and I just moved on. I was like, yeah, it's fine, call me whatever you want to call me. And as time
So
went on, I just started telling people, call me Church, because that was even easier. Just call me Church. My name
yeah.
is Church. It's easier. So most people call me Church, Mr. Church, whatever. But like you said, that man getting offended that his name was massacred. Has anyone ever massacred your name? How did you feel? How did you feel?
So I think the first time my name was massacred, it was okay. No, so this one wasn't really like a massacre. This
Yeah.
particular story that I will tell you, it wasn't really massacred. The person just called me Oyi name.
Oh wow. Okay.
So I was like, who is Oyi name? I was looking for the person behind me, and the person was like, Oyname. I was like, that's me now. Why are you calling me
Yeah.
Oyi name? So
Just
I was
disregarding the syllabus.
exactly. And then at the end of the day, I got a little bit, I realized that it triggered me. And
Yeah.
so I found myself being offended because someone called me Oyi name. So I felt like he was mocking my
Yeah.
identity. You know that
Yeah.
your name is your identity. So our
Yeah.
names are our identity in Africa
Yeah.
here. So it's made me feel very uncomfortable. So I wouldn't necessarily say he massacred the name. The guy just pronounced it in a way that offended me. Yeah.
Oh,
So
fair enough. Fair enough.
yeah.
That's No, that's understandable. And again, it might not have done that on purpose. It might just be lack of understanding,
Yeah,
but
true.
still, it's
But he laughed.
always,
He laughed. He laughed. He
yeah,
laughed.
exactly. Like when someone calls me the wrong name, sometimes I just like laugh about it. I'll be like, yeah, you just go on, man. Whatever you call me, I'll
Just
understand.
do it.
Because sometimes you just get tired of explaining and explaining and explaining. You just be like,
Tiring.
yeah, it's all right. It gets tiring. And that's why I
Exactly.
understand people abbreviating their name to fit in society. But I also appreciate you putting the effort to try to
To
pronounce the
try.
name right. Because I've had people who've tried to pronounce my name and I'll be like, oh, wow, that was really close. Thank you. That's, wow, thank you. Not my English name, obviously, that's much easier, but my Dera Musele and the others, Well, yeah, African names like Akon names, like our names, they always have a story to tell. There's always a backstory. It's not just waking up and giving your son rice, naming your son rice or naming your son wood or
Well,
something.
right.
I'm not
I
saying
don't.
that. I just said rice. You added the Declan. But I'm saying like that's the beauty thing. That's the beautiful thing with African names, and even not just Africa, like maybe other Asian countries, even some European names or South American names. But I think over time, all of these countries have accepted due to colonialism again as evolved and trying to give English names or names that are easier to pronounce that just rolls off your tongue like you're John. Because I'm pretty sure before the British came to Nigeria, before the Portuguese came to Nigeria, there was no John in sight.
No, John.
Thank you guys. If you've enjoyed today's conversation, do us a favor, hit the follow button, like, share with your WhatsApp group, share with your friends and family. And most importantly, join the conversation in the comment section. We appreciate all the comments, all the likes, all the love we getting at the moment. Thank you very much, everybody. And we'll see you in the next episode. Thank you. Bye bye.